First of all, how could you comment the reports of the American mass media that the U.S. administration has at least 3 plans to conduct a force operation against Venezuela in order to overthrow the power in this country? First of all, this should be commented on by the official representatives of American authorities. I saw that there were comments disproving that, but I believe we should operate based on their official position. And second, our approach to the situation in the region, we have given our assessments repeatedly, and we're ready to present them once again. Any escalation will only lead to more problems. There are different tactics, different means of conducting affairs, but obviously what a number of American observers and experts are talking about in different structures of authorities, all this appears in mass media. This open aggression will once again lead to nothing but the aggravation of the situation, instead of resolving the substantive issues that could easily be resolved through legal, diplomatic channels within the international law. I would like to recall such stories as for how the U.S. used force and how they were on the brink of resolving a conflict or fighting another emergence of universal evil. These cases have been numerous. They had a lot of pretexts, used a lot of arguments, but just look at real examples. The situation in Iraq, the situation in Afghanistan. Different situations, different means of U.S. presence, and the Afghanistan even had the UN Security Council mandate, but they still didn't follow it. So this situation could be used here as well. Just the situation in the Middle East, the north of Africa, they're proving that this approach, based on the force without the international law, without any mandate or any clearance, only leads to the aggravation of problems, both already present in the issue and in the U.S. themselves.
Just the other day, the United States announced the deployment of their troops in the Caribbean Sea under the pretext of fighting drug cartels. At the same time, they are modernizing their military bases in the Caribbean region. How could you comment on this? First and foremost, let us begin with the last part of the question, the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine is now cited not only by experts, but by non-experts as well. If we consider what has been going on in this direction, I have commented on this today as well, and we have commented on this on numerous occasions. Of course, we follow this situation, the developments in the southern part of the Caribbean. The situation is aggravating and thus becoming the matter of concern. In 2014, the zone proclaimed itself to be the zone of peace. Russia traditionally stands up in favor of independent and stable development of the Latin America and the Caribbean, the peaceful and civilized solution to all disputes, and we support the Venezuelan authorities in their goals. We are in close contact with our Venezuelan friends. Russia has always demonstrated solidarity with Venezuela. We are ready to respond to the concerns of Caracas. And the most important thing now, I will reiterate, is to refrain from escalation, to foster the constructive solution to all existing problems with respect of all international norms. And one more thing. Perhaps it would be a good thing for the United States in this turn of their historical development, they remembered that drug is an evil. The United States should remember and should ask itself a question: for the recent decades, who lobbied the spread of drugs and the legalization of drugs? Mentally, philosophically, theoretically, and practically, who made the American society accustomed to the so-called new normalcy, where drugs is a relief, a salvation from all misfortunes, from depression, a source of entertainment and leisure. Perhaps one should look for this very person, for those very criminals inside the American elites. Perhaps they should ask a question: who inside the country, inside the United States, lobbied for the spread of drugs and facilitates the spread of drugs? Who was engaged in those activities on international platforms for many years? Speaking on behalf of the United States, who were in favor of supplement therapy when people who had addiction to drugs were not supposed to be treated. And this policy was falsely criticized, and this addiction was not, and perhaps this should have been the initial point. And they should have paid a good deal of attention to this issue. When Russia, including on international platforms, has brought up these questions for some reason, those were the representatives of the Western communities of the United States criticized Russia for such an approach. And now they say that those were different authorities, different American representatives, but nevertheless they are U.S. citizens. They hold high-ranking positions. They are on board of directors of large companies. Perhaps we should ask them a question: how did it come that the cities of United States are now a venue for such a big number of drug addicts? They are doing it openly, and they are dying from drugs in the streets. Thank you very much.